37.
You can't sing, you know.
And you can you?
Oh, just because I'm a toaster, I'm tone deaf.
Well, go on then.
Welcome to the Starlight Ballroom. Hey, fly me to the moon and let me...
Hello, Smegheads. I'm answering questions that apparently you guys sent in. This is my second take, because the first take I had this thing hanging from my lip, and it just wasn't good. Tell us who you are and what you play. I'm John Lenahan, and I played the toaster, Red Dwarf. So, you know, try to keep up. What was the last thing you bought? And show us. Now, this is the last thing I bought. IKEA, it's called Istad. IKEA has really good Ziploc bags. Okay? And look, this is kind of cool. Look, there's two different size Ziploc bags in here. Look, see, there's the little one there, and there's the big one, and they come in nice little... And I went to IKEA to buy Ziploc bags because that's just how sad my life is. For those of you who don't know, my girlfriend, my significant other, is an exotic veterinarian, and that's her bird twerping in the background. Thought I'd let you know that. I love saying that. She's an exotic, and people kind of lean in. Yes, veterinarian. Right, okay. What was it like working on Red Dwarf? And tell stories about it. And it was great. You know, you get a bunch of funny people together with funny things to say, and you have a good time. I remember Norman. I find Norman to be one of the funniest human beings alive. I remember we were in this hotel and there was Nibbles, and it was like they called Japanese mix. It was and Norman had never had it before. And I remember just sitting and watching Norman going on for about a half an hour about how wonderful Japanese mix was. And Ed Bai was the director. If you know, Ruby Wax is his wife. Ruby did a magic trick where she left the room and she came back and she could tell who had done something. And I don't really know how she did it. I do remember that. Okay. If you could be in any TV, what one and who would you play? All right. I wouldn't mind being in a sitcom, you know. I wouldn't mind being in a sitcom. If there's any sitcom producers out there, give me a call. I'll be the dashing, you know, leading man. All right, I'll be the father of a dashing leading. I'll be the grandfather of a I'll do anything. Please, hire me. Okay, sorry. What's your favorite episode of Red Dwarf? The ones I'm in. Obviously, you know, future echoes. What do you think of the other toaster? There was another guy who played the toaster. Far be it from me to say which of us did a better job. I'll let you, the Red Dwarf public, decide. What else? Did I take any souvenirs from the set? I kept my scripts, but I've since auctioned them off for charity at Red Dwarf Convention, so I don't have anything Red Dwarfian left. That's a bit sad. And I did not get to keep the toaster, but I do have a toaster. You want to see it? Here, hold on, let me move this here. There we go. There's my toaster. It's not all that exciting, but oh, that's not good. Sorry, hold on. Technical difficulties, and we're back. But you got to see my house. Okay, and yeah, I had somebody. I can't remember. Somebody was selling a toaster that was like a radio. It was like a radio and a toaster together, and I had one of them for a while, and it looked a little like the Red Dwarf toaster as well, but it wasn't a great radio. And it wasn't a great toaster, so I had to get rid of it because, I mean, that's the point, right? All right, can you tell us more about your books? Yes, I've written 3. HarperCollins has published 3 of my novels, and they're called Shadow Magic. The series is called Shadow Magic. It's a trilogy. It started as a podcast that got so popular. It was a free podcast, audio podcast, and then HarperCollins called me up and said, can we publish your books? And it's done really well, and you all should own multiple copies of them. But here's the thing. I need your help. I've written a murder mystery now as well. It's set in northeastern Pennsylvania in the fracking fields, you know, hydraulic fracking for natural gas. And the plot is that this town gets awash with money because the natural gas companies come. And there's 2 brothers who have land. One wants to sell the land, the mineral rights. One doesn't, and one ends up dead. And then it just kind of goes crazy from there. Drug deals and strip club owners, and anyway, and it's funny too because it's me. I'm a comedian, for crying out loud. But I'm publishing it with Unbound, which is the same publishing company that Robert uses. Robert Llewellyn, all of his books. And so what you have to do is you have to pledge that you're going to buy the book before it's published, kind of like Kickstarter. So do me a favor, just go to Unbound, and it's unbound.co.uk, and then type in "That's No Lie," or my name, John Lenahan, and you'll get my page, and there's a video. There's a little promotional video there, and it's a cool promotional video because I filmed it while I was on a cruise ship in Antarctica, so it's worth seeing it just for that. And then pledge. You can pledge for an ebook, which is like a tenner, and then there's a paperback book, and everybody who pledges, by the way, gets their name in the book. Okay, and then you can pledge a bit higher. You can get signed copies of the book, and you can get signed copies of the book and all the signed copies of my Shadow Magic books. And then it goes all the way up to the point where, for the top pledge, I'll deliver the book to your house, and I'll do a magic show for you and your friends. Okay, cool. So anyway, That's No Lie, and it's on unbound.co.uk. And if you guys could support it, I'd appreciate it. What else? You were a toaster. What other kitchen equipment would you like to be, and why? I've actually been meaning to get in touch with the Doctor Who people and point out to them that living in Britain is such a fine voiceover artist who specializes in appliances. I think I'd make a fine, I don't know, Doctor Who had a librarian that was a digital librarian. I could have done that. All right. Would you like to return to Red Dwarf as a toaster or something else? Last month, like January, February. By the way, it's now like March 2016 for posterity. A couple months ago, just a new episode was filmed, and the casting agent called me up and said they wanted me in to do a voiceover. They didn't say what it was for, and I said sure. So I assumed it was a toaster, but then in the last minute they said, it wasn't going to happen. So I don't know. If somebody else did the voice of the toaster, I'm going to be annoyed, actually. If any of you smegheads who are at the recording can tell me, did anybody else do a voice of the toaster? Get in touch. john@lenahan.com. Okay, now, will you be attending any conventions like Dimension Jump? Always. I mean, if I'm around, I go. You guys have been great buying my books, and I love performing for you. So if I'm around for the next Dimension Jump, you guys get in touch, and if I'm free, I'll go. But I work so much on cruise ships these days. I don't, I'm not always around. All right? If you could change anything about your character in that episode, what would it have been? Well, it'd be nice to see my face once in a while, but I guess that's the problem with being a toaster. Who's your favorite cast member and why? These are the kind of questions that get people in trouble, but it's easy for me. My favorite Red Dwarf cast member, who I never performed with in Red Dwarf, was Hattie Hayridge. Hattie's one of my oldest pals, and we grew up in the comedy clubs together. So Hattie and Norman as well. Norman was a comedian with me in the clubs as well. Those of us who, struggled in comedy clubs and had people telling us to F off before we even opened our mouths, we share a bond. So those guys are my faves. Would I like any toast? Yes, I would love toast. I'd kill for some toast. I'm on the Atkins diet. I can't have any bread at the moment. And I think toast is what I miss most of all. Pizza, too. Want to promote anything? No, well, That's No Lie. Let me repeat. That's No Lie. It's on unbound.co.uk. And it's guaranteed, by the way. But all my books are guaranteed. Shadow Magic is guaranteed. If you buy Shadow Magic and you don't like it, just send me an email saying your book is crap, and I'll send you an Amazon token, by return email. And the same goes for That's No Lie. So if you, pledge That's No Lie, please do. And then it gets published, and when you finally get a copy of it, if you just go, this is just dreadful, just tell me, and boom, your money's back. No questions asked. Thanks for being so nice. It's always nice meeting Smegheads. I remember once I was doing a signing for my novel Shadow Magic and Waterstones. And a guy came in and I just looked at him and I just said, "Are you a Smeghead?" And the manager heard me and he called me over. He says, "What did you say to that man?" And I said, I called him a Smeghead, but he's fine about it. And so I had to bring the guy over. Yeah, he was a Smeghead and he was fine. Always a pleasure, guys. Maybe I'll see you on the next Dimension Jump. Write to the powers that be. And we're doing Red Dwarf these days. And make sure no one else does the toaster but me. Cheers.